This is not for governments. It is not for corporations. It is not for the faceless institutions that we so conveniently scapegoat while we remain passive. This is for all of us. Every man, every woman, every child who has inherited a world overflowing with abundance, yet forgotten what it means to honor its source. Humanity has failed the earth, and in failing the earth, we have failed the creator who breathed us into being. We were entrusted with a garden. The soil gave its fruits without condition. The rivers carried water enough for all. The sky stretched overhead, patient and silent. And what did we give in return? Exploitation. We've stripped forests bare and justified it as commerce. We poisoned the oceans and excused it as progress. We slaughtered species without thought and called it advancement. We were stewards of paradise and we turned it into a graveyard. But the greatest betrayal was not what we did to the earth, it was what we did to ourselves. Humanity was given the rarest gift in all of creation, the flame of self-awareness. The Creator entrusted us not only with life, but with the ability to know life, to reflect upon it, to choose. And yet we squandered it. We chose distraction instead of awareness, fear instead of courage, ego instead of soul. We took the spark of divinity within and dimmed it, weaponizing consciousness into envy, greed, and comparison. We told ourselves lies, that comfort matters more than truth, that survival matters more than meaning, that the self matters more than the whole. And in believing those lies, we've hollowed out the very essence of what it means to be human. We love to believe the destruction of the earth is the fault of shadowy rulers in secret rooms, but power only works because we grant it. The truth is harder. They rule only because we obey. We followed, we consumed, we ignored, we complied. Every purchase that drained the earth, every silence that protected a lie, every truth avoided was our consent. The fracture in the world is not only theirs, it is ours. And yet, even in this failure, the earth, the Creator, have not abandoned us. Each sunrise is another chance. Each breath drawn from an atmosphere we did not design is an act of grace. But do not mistake grace for indulgence. Patience is not infinite. Mercy is not permission. A reckoning is not punishment, but the natural consequence of disharmony. When a species forgets its role as guardian, the balance reasserts itself, always. Now we stand at the edge. Humanity in all its genius, creativity, and potential is fumbling in the dark of its own shadow. We cling to illusions, confusing the reflections for reality, while the foundations beneath us crack. But it does not have to end this way. Consciousness has not been revoked. The invitation to awaken has not been rescinded. The question is whether we will continue as parasites, consuming what was never ours, or become guardians, protecting what was always sacred. This is not a call to be nicer or to think positively. It's a demand of the soul to awaken or perish. Look at the earth not as a resource, but as your own body. Look at one another not as competitors, but as fragments of the same light. Look at yourself not through the ego's lens, but through the eyes of the Creator who placed you here for a reason. The same intelligence that shaped galaxies looks through your eyes this very moment. The question is not whether humanity can rise. The question is whether humanity will remember. Stop failing. Stop pretending you were meant for less. Stop desecrating the gift. Honor the earth. Honor the source. Honor the fire of consciousness in your chest. The truth is plain. Earth does not need humanity. Humanity needs earth. If we vanish tomorrow, the forests would regrow, the rivers would run clean, the animals would return. But if Earth collapses, there is no second chance, no other home. Rockets cannot build a living biosphere yet. We are guests here, and we have mistaken ourselves for hosts. Not to mention, we have become spiritually lost, wandering without a compass. We poison our bodies daily with food that is not food, with drinks that do not nourish. We dull the mind with toxins and call it freedom. We weaken the body and call it convenience. The sacred is mocked, the transcendent forgotten, and blindness itself elevated to culture. We have drifted so far from virtue that we can no longer agree on what life is worth protecting. We kill our children in the name of freedom. We mutilate our bodies in the name of expression. We erase the line between truth and delusion. I call it progress, but truth is not malleable. Virtue is not negotiable. Life is not disposable. A species that forgets the sacred destroys itself from within. What a disconnection from the Creator. We exalt the ego as God and declare ourselves truth. But in doing so, we have become a parody of divinity, fragile, fractured, enslaved to self. We sought freedom and became captives, sought identity and erased ourselves, sought happiness and drowned in despair. We fight about politics as if red or blue could ever heal the human condition. We scream about parties and candidates while the soil beneath us dies, as if a vote cast in a rigged system can replace the lost reverence of a people. We fight about borders as if lines drawn on maps by dead men are more real than rivers, mountains, and skies. We kill for flags as if colored cloth can ever outweigh the miracle of breath and the being. We fight about money as if numbers in a bank or scraps of paper define our worth. We hoard wealth as if it can buy back time, as if it can resurrect the ones already buried, as if the grave cares about the balance of your accounts. We fight about religion as if the infinite can be contained in a book, a doctrine, a ritual. We burn each other's temples, forgetting the Creator never lived in bricks or words, but in the breath that animates us all. We fight about identity as if the shape of the body, the shade of the skin, or the labels we cling to are more important than the consciousness behind the eyes. We divide ourselves into tribes of ego and delusion, forgetting that the soul has no gender, no race, no category. We fight about technology, worshipping the newest device, fighting over platforms and codes as if silicon and screens could replace wisdom. We call it connection, yet the more we scroll, the more we feel alone. We fight about everything except the one thing that matters, the miracle of being alive on this earth together right now, in this fleeting moment. And because of that, we are losing everything. Here is the final word. Humanity cannot survive on delusion. No empire can outlast this sickness. No technology can save us. When the soul dies, the body follows. Humanity is near that precipice now. You were meant to be guardians. You were meant to reflect the divine. Instead, you became destroyers of the very gift entrusted to you. Unless you return to virtue, unless you remember the source, unless you stop poisoning yourselves and one another, the earth will move on without you. The Creator will turn the page, and your story will be written as a species that could not live up to its soul. Awaken or be erased. Humanfluence, out.